I would like to make a note that sometimes, and you may have noticed this when I played those last licks, when I go backwards, say a 3-2 slide, say on the third string, I'm using second finger, third string, third fret. I'll pick that and I'll slide that back. Sometimes I will use a pull off instead to make it snappier, make it more crisp and clear. For example, you can take that same backward slide, 3-2, change it by putting your first finger ahead of time on the third string at the second fret. Then put your second finger on the third fret, and when you pick that, you pull that finger off. You see how I'm doing that? I pull it down, and you got to leave your index finger down, otherwise you're not going to get that effect. So lick like G lick number 3. So I used a pull off there instead of a slide. Here it is with the slide. It's okay with a pull off. Same way with G lick number 4. So I use the pull off there. With the slide, pull off. The differences are very subtle, but I have found that it's a little cleaner, a little crisper and clearer if you can use a pull off. It's also a little more difficult. You can experiment, find out what works for you, but I thought I would mention that in case you sometimes watch me play. I don't always play it exactly like it's written on the tablature. I try, but it's very difficult. You're going to find that too as you play. You're going to be coming up with new ideas and different techniques, and you won't be playing it note for note like I have it written in the tablature. For variety in playing, I like to add what's called melodic style. It's basically adding more melody to the overall arrangement, banjo solo arrangement. The hallmark sound of banjo playing, of course, is the rolls, the ones that we've been working on in those licks. But it's nice to have a little melodic run up or down here and there. Some songs are exclusive with the melodic style, like Blackberry Blossom, for example. In this publication, you're going to be learning that. It's all melodic style, and it's really pretty. I like to use a nice balance of the rolls with the Earl Scruggs style and a little melodic here and there. For example, I might be playing something like this, and then I'll throw a little melodic run like that, or something, just to kind of spice it up. Maybe I'll do something like this. I just threw that in. I just made that up. Now, to make those up like that quickly, you need to know your scales. So let's take a look at the melodic style. This will be example number 23, and practice some of these scale. The major scale, G, basically is the one we're going to look at this time. The trick to really getting this melodic style down is to make sure you're using the proper left hand and, of course, the corresponding right hand, and hopefully get it so that you can just feel it and not think about it. Because if you miss one of these notes, it'll throw everything off. The basic G scale without melodic style would be like the third string open, and then the second fret, third string, that's an A note, and then open second string is a B. First fret on that is second string is a C note, and then D string open. Second fret on the D string is an E, and then fourth fret on the D string is an F sharp note. Then fifth fret would be a G, or you could just play the top string. That's your G major scale, also known as Do Re Mi. In actual practice, though, to do melodic, we play a different note on a different string each time. For example, in example 23, the first one is the G scale, and you really want to work on this. It looks and sounds like this. left hand is hardly moving, which really gives it a nice smooth feel. To play this, you'll start with the index finger of the right hand, playing the 3rd string. Then your 3rd finger will fret the 7th fret on the 4th string, and your thumb will play that. You hear that? So watch that again. Open 3rd string, and then 3rd finger, 7th fret. Then the index will play the 2nd string open. Then your 1st finger, index finger of the left hand, pushes down on the 5th fret, 3rd string. Watch that again, those 4 notes. You see how I'm doing a different string each time? That's the key to this style. Then the middle finger plays the 1st string open. Your middle finger will fret the 5th fret, 2nd string, played by the index finger on the right hand on 2nd string there. Then bring your 1st finger over to the 4th fret, 1st string, and your middle finger on the right hand plays that, and then your thumb finishes the scale by playing the 5th string. Very slowly. This is the G major scale, melodic style. Now, take a look closely at my left hand. Notice how smoothly it moves from one to the next. I try to have one finger in contact with the neck at all time. I'm walking my fingers over. See, I have my 3rd finger down. When I put the 1st finger down, I release the 3rd, add the 2nd finger, release the 1st, and bring it over to the 1st string. I just reverse the whole process. Now that's really kind of nice for a little lick. That's just a G scale up and down. And you could use that for an ending perhaps. That's the melodic style G major scale. Now you can extend this scale. It can go quite a bit higher. This is the G scale extended. Start with the open 4th string. 1st finger, 2nd fret, 4th string. Then I use the ring finger for the 4th fret, still on the 4th string. Then the index will play the 3rd string open. At this point, you can keep your 3rd finger down that you had on the 4th fret and slide it down to 7th fret, and we're in familiar territory now. This is what we were just working on. That's the 7th fret, open 2nd string, bring your 1st finger over to 5th fret, that's on the 3rd string, then open 1st string. Now watch this, put your 2nd finger down, 5th fret, 2nd string, then put your 1st finger down, 4th fret, 1st string. Then your thumb will play the 5th string. While your thumb is playing the 5th string, slide your hand down so that the 1st finger is on the 9th fret. You do that in one motion. Then you'll play 2nd finger on the 10th fret. Use your index finger for that. Then your 1st finger is on the 9th fret. You play that with your middle finger. Then we need a 10th fret on the 5th string, 10th fret. To get that, I use my ring finger. Some banjo players are really good and they can wrap that thumb around. If you can do that, it's just hard for me. My thumb doesn't bend very good right there. If your thumb bends real good and you got a nice double joint, by all means you can use your thumb. But I like to just use my 3rd finger. Like that, see? Then you need the 12th fret. Boy, this is getting interesting, huh? That's 12th fret on the first string. This is where the thumb comes in nice, if you can get your thumb in there. Again, you can hear, I'm having a hard time getting that thumb in there, so I'll just use my ring finger. It's just easier for me. Boy, that's a lot of notes, huh? The last little exercise here, or example 23, is the circular G scale. Instead of just going up and down the neck quickly, doing one note at a time, we circulate these notes like this. It's not difficult because we're using the same left-hand fingering and of course the same notes. But we don't have to move over quite as quickly. We're using more of a roll pattern. So here's how you do the G scale with the circular motion. Add your third finger to start with, 7th fret, 4th string. You're going to pick the 3rd string open, and then you're going to play the 4th string there at the 7th fret. 3rd string, 4th string, 2nd string, 3rd string. Then we start with the 4th string, still fretted at the 7th fret. You're going to add your first finger to the 5th fret. Listen to that first measure again. Now, leave your first finger down, release the 3rd. This is the 2nd measure, so that's the 2nd string, 3rd string, 1st, 2nd string, and then we go 3rd string. I'm still holding down that index finger on the 3rd string, 5th fret. Add your 2nd finger to the 5th fret on the 2nd string. So here's the 2nd measure. Now leave your 2nd finger down, release it, and put your 1st finger over to the, it's going to be over on the 1st string, 4th fret. Now this is a tough one. I stretch my 4th finger over to the 7th fret of the 3rd string. And the last one, you need a double 7. You can slide up, index and middle to grab it. Or sometimes I do this. If you can reach far enough with your pinky, just lay it down flat on those two 7th fret notes. That's the last measure of that line. Listen to it closely. I'll play real slow. It's really an interesting passage because the left hand isn't moving that much, but you're getting a lot of notes. To reverse it, we basically do the same thing, same fingerings, but we go backwards. That makes a nice ending too.